Welcome back, everyone, to what will be the final episode in our series of Motorsport Manager Online. And in today's video, before we head to the track, everything looks good on the cars and drivers. We have everything in line there, but I do want to come down to the strategy. So we're going to mix things up and just have a little fun. This strategy of having bonuses on the softs and the mediums has been outstanding for us. It has worked so great. Now we're going to mix things up a little bit, and let's just see what happens. So first of all, we need to take a look at what might look good to us. Now there are several in here, quite frankly, that look amazing, but we're going to try to find the one that is absolutely the best for us. The aggressive strategy is pretty awesome. Pit stop mastery we've used in the past. It is awesome, especially if you want to do like a two-stop strategy where everybody else is doing a one-stop. That can definitely come in useful. The hard tire setup, really no reason to use this one simply because the medium tires, we've been able to make it on one stop just using those medium tires. So that works out quite nicely. Now, what you might be able to do, could you run a full 10 laps on the hard tires and not make any pit stops? That would be the one reason to try that out. Super conservative. Again, we've been fine with one stop, so we really don't need this without some much longer races. Power ERS, we're not going to worry about. Wet handling, if it rains, this is definitely the way to go. But of course, we never know when that's going to happen. One-stop strategy, this is a very good one. So your first pit stop is 50% faster, and then tire wear is 15% slower. Okay, that is, wow, that's very nice. All right, no energy burn, no red zone on the first 2 laps. So basically, you can go as hard as you want to for the first 2 laps without having to worry about much of anything. Let's see. Traffic setup. This is one that I really wanted to be using. So when in not first place, you get not quite a full second faster per lap, and you get additional bonus to the overtaking. That is nice. Let's see, what do we have? Super attack driving style. Yikes. All right, so let's try to, let's see, where is, all right, the soft. Let's go ahead and give the soft over to Robert. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's move over to, let's see what Jessica, we're going to have Jessica use the, where is it? The traffic setup. Let's go ahead and have her use that, and let's just see what happens. So we know Jessica has been using the bonus for the soft tires, which gives her unbelievable speed, in addition, of course, to her 104 level here on race pace to begin with. Now let's see what Robert can do with that. But of course, Jessica is still going to have some nice bonuses, just not quite to the same level that she's had before. Now the question is, can we do it on one stop with both of our drivers, or are we going to have to maybe make an additional pit stop? All of those things we're about to find out as we head to the track. And this will be our first time, if memory serves me correctly, that we'll get an opportunity to race at Cape Town in our particular online series. So that is going to be very exciting. One of my favorite tracks in the PC version. So now let's see, where do we want to go? With Jessica, I'm just going to go soft tires with both. Of course, Robert, pretty easy decision to go soft tires because of his bonus, but I want to see if Jessica can make it one stop on the soft tires. I believe she can. Shouldn't be any issue. We're not getting anything really any different from that perspective on the tire side of things. So let's see what we get. So second and fourth. All right, there you go. There's what the bonus is worth to Robert. He jumps from the 15th to 20th starting spot all the way to the top 5. All right, so let's go. We're going to have Robert, what is he going to do? He's going to be able to do right at, wow, that is very close to, in fact, I think we're going to try to do 5 laps with him. And let's do the same thing here. Oh, look out, we got cars everywhere. All right, so this track, of course, if you're looking at it, It's got a lot of elements reminiscent of Long Beach, more of a street course than a traditional racing course. Ouch, we had somebody just ran us right out of the way there. All right, so somebody was really wanting to get out into the lead. A lot of soft tires here at the front of the pack, and immediately you can see these guys are on the gas hard. They really want to get out to as big of a lead as they can. So we're sitting here second and third. Now, the problem with running second and third so close together like this will be when it's time for pit stop. So we'll just have to see how it all works out right now. And if we get jammed up in the pits and actually have to queue into our own pit stall, then just so be it. But of course, we're hoping that doesn't happen. We should have some pretty quick pits based on what our engineer has. I believe it's 2-second pit stops, 2.5, something like that. And there you go. Pit stops are indeed happening. As I look at the tire wear, it's pretty close between the two drivers. It looks like when you're looking over here on the left-hand side, pretty close. And then as you look at the actual percentage on the right-hand side of the screen, once again, very close. All right, so let's go ahead and head into the pits here with one driver. Go ahead and get that queued up. And let's see, let's go ahead and do both. We're going to be queued a little bit because they're just too close together. They're about 2 seconds apart right now. So that is not going to be optimum. All right, let's see how this works out. Let's watch the first driver. Okay, yeah, they did get queued just a little bit, but it's not going to be enough to really matter, I don't think. All right, let's go back to neutral for both drivers, but I'm going to hold off just a little bit and see if we can't get a little bit of distance between these two. And the reason is that we're not going to be able to make it 6 laps on this stint, so we might as well run a little bit harder this time around. It doesn't look like we're going to need the additional speed, at least not right now, but who knows? These guys are on hard tires behind us. Some of those will probably be making it all the way to the end, so who knows? We might not be able to pull off the victory here, but as always, we're just going to see how it works out. All right, let's go full attack mode with both of our drivers, because at this point we could pit at any time and make this happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring in Robert this time around. Have him come in for his final stop. And we're going to back down to neutral. Here comes Robert in for his stop. We're going to back him down to neutral, at least for the moment. Here you can see third place coming up right behind him. And then we'll bring in Monroe this time around for her final pit stop, and we'll see how things are going. So she's going to be right down very close to zero, using up all of her tire. All right, here we go. 2 more laps. And it looks like a 1-2 finish is going to be... Wow, in fact, not only did we get out ahead of third and fourth position, but they're also coming into the pits, so this is going to put us well ahead of them. So we ended up having to make 2 stops, but it didn't really matter. Everybody else had to make at least 2 stops, so as long as we're not making any more stops than anybody else, it's really a non-issue. Wow, 24 seconds up. So yeah, I think we can agree that these bonuses have worked out just fine. You can see Robert there is probably enjoying his life out in front right now and looking to get his first win in quite a while, actually. So we'll take the top 2 spots on the podium, sweeping the podium for the first time in several races now. But of course, it's always a great thing, getting that maximum of 39 points. So that means that our next race, again, barring any sort of catastrophe, we will definitely have enough points to move up to that next division. So as things finish up here, let's take a look at what some of these other guys did for for their strategy. We need 145 points for our next promotion. We are 6 points away from that. Total earnings of 700K. Everything is going perfectly right now. So again, just goes to show you there are a lot of different strategies you can use. Some will give you better bonuses than others, but if you have a good car and at least decent drivers, you're probably in good shape no matter what you choose in most instances. All right, here we go. Let's see what we did there. So they went with the hard tire there. Okay, probably a pretty good option there, given they only used the soft tire for 3 laps at the very beginning. But now we did have a one-stopper there, but of course they started on the hard tire, so that does make sense. Had we chosen the bonus or the strategy for the hard tires, we could have done something similar to that. Okay, overall, looks like we were right there with these guys. All right, sitting in the bottom 25% again, just not a huge issue at this point. And of course, by the end of this particular 7-day period on Sunday nights, then it's probably going to all work out just fine for us. All right, so as we get ready to fix up one of our parts, we'll probably go to Robert's car this time around. He should have some parts that could use fixing. We've spent the last couple of races working on Jessica's car. So it looks like here 67%. Let's go ahead and fix that one. That'll get her up very close to that 80% marker. All right, so there you have it. Only 6 more points are needed for our next promotion. Let's go ahead and get to that right now. Next up looks like will be Nordwick. 26% chance of rain, another winding circuit, so going to be very difficult to pass. Bonus, we need to win. And let's take a look real quickly at the forecast. All right, nothing doing there. Everything looks to be in good shape. You can see the qualifying power very close between the two drivers, but something tells me that Robert's going to have the upper hand here with that bonus on the soft tires. I'm going to stick with soft tires with both drivers. We could go with something like the medium tire for Jessica, but overall, even though we stacked them up one time in the pits, not a big issue. 2nd and 4th on the starting grid. Again, the very things we like to see. Let's go ahead and move this camera around just a little bit. All right, let's go ahead, and looks like we're actually going to have a hard time getting 5 laps out of Robert, but we're certainly going to try it. That 21% per lap means that we're going to fall a few percentage points short, but I think I'm just going to chance it, and we'll just see what happens there. Even if it means he runs out of tire a little bit earlier in the lap, I still think he'll have enough speed to make it to the end without being punished too terribly bad. So let's go ahead and focus in on Robert. Make sure we've got the camera on him, since he'll be, in all likelihood, the first one to come into the pits. But these guys are right here together, so these positions could change pretty much any moment. And again, as always, once we get into lap 2 and 3, then I start to really look at the tire wear of those around us, and I see the entire top 10, save our 2 cars, are pushing really hard. So our tire wear is much better than theirs right now. So that means when we come around to finish up this particular lap, I fully expect to see all of the top 10 come into pit, again, except for us. All right, so here we go as we run through the final couple of corners. We'll see how many peel off. Oh, looks like 5th position might not peel off, but everybody else, I am expecting to peel off hard. All right, here we go. Starting up on lap 4. I tell you what we're going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and cue Robert for a pit stop. So we'll do a 4-lap stint here and then a 5-lap stint the next time, just to keep from any issues in the pit lane. So here he comes. And then we'll queue up our pit stop for Jessica. So look at that. Robert even came out still in second position. I see a lot of hard tire here, so that tells me they're going to try to make it to the end. But they're a good ways back. That 17 seconds is pretty close when you consider a pit stop in there. But Robert is ahead of that pace, so we'll have to see what happens with Jessica. Again, she's not stopped for very long, and yeah, she's easily going to get out. All right, so Robert, yeah, this is that extra 1% per lap. And so that means he's going to be down a few percentage points from making it to the very end, but that should be okay. Again, we'll find out. And then we got 25% per lap. That's great for 4 laps. I've wanted to hold off just a little bit to make sure she had enough tire to get to the end and make sure that we can have a shot at victory with at least one of our drivers. Now, these cars moving so slowly, this is, wow. Again, as I mentioned before, once you've played the PC version and you can speed up time at least a little bit, if not quite a bit, then these cars start to look extremely slow, almost like they're on a pace lap. All right, so we've got a 20-second lead on third place. Again, they're on the hard tire. They're trying to make it work, which is a great strategy for them, but I'm just beginning to wonder why none of them either have access to or are using the strategies that we have. I'm just going to have to assume that the smoothness of their drivers don't allow using the one-stop strategy with anything less than the hard tire. All right, so as we move into the final lap, again, what I'm watching right now is Robert. He's going to run out of tire. We know that. The question is, how much does it affect his speed? Does he still get the victory? Is he able to hold off Jessica? Or does he fall back? So here we go. He is going to run out of tire, but it is not going to be early enough for Jessica. He brings home yet another victory. So that's 2 in a row for Robert. Once again, letting you know that our 2 drivers are pretty close in their performance. So a 1-2 finish, 39 more points, and of course, that is more than enough to get our next promotion. So as things continue to move along, with 28-second victory over third position. So I think we can say that's a fairly comfortable victory. There's Kelvin once again in third. All right, so a 1-2 finish, not bad. Our final video in this particular series, and we get 1-2 finishes in both races. So $700,000 in earnings, and of course, our promotion. So let's see what we have access to here after the promotion. Again, I'm going to continue running this. I just wish that this series had done a little bit better so we could have continued this, because I really enjoy these series. The game itself has been quite a bit of fun. Like I said, I definitely will continue playing it. It has been a contrast to the PC version, and I think it is a very good version to have for the mobile version. I like a lot of the changes that they made. Some of the changes don't really suit the way I prefer to play the game, but that's to be expected in a mobile version. And plus, you can't please everybody. So overall, very happy with the game. There is some challenge to the game, but we've seen not really much of any challenge until you get farther up. And of course, we're only in Tier 4 right now, so there's much more of that to come. All right, so you can see that moves us out of that bottom 25%, around 24,400. So let's go ahead and move forward and see what the promotion brings. All right, there we go. G-Class is complete. That moves us up into F-Class. We unlock 2 drivers and 1 strategy. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so we've got 79 overall, 80 overall. So about what we've seen the last couple of times. So I'll keep looking for the overall numbers here as we get into the 80s. Let's see, final push in the red zone, plus 30 overtaking, and wow, 1 second per lap faster. Okay, so if you're really going to push it to the edge, then this is a great strategy for you. So that'll take care of the G class. Let's go ahead and press on continue and see what's next. F class. Looks like we've got opportunity for endurance, which of course we do not own the endurance car. So we'll go ahead and join up. For the mixed class, we get top 10 on the points. Still no refueling, no safety car. That is very good. Standard qualifying and 3 tire compounds. So, okay, the top 10, of course, being the biggest thing to pay attention to there. We'll go ahead and join up with that division. We'll keep the same livery. So overall, I would expect the point system to really start to filter out the cars as you move forward, going from like top 10 to top 5s, top 3s, that kind of thing, before you earn points. And that's what's going to keep people in divisions and ultimately tiers for a longer period of time before they're able to move up. So it looks like here the brake package is what really needs to be fixed. Let's go ahead. Oh, did I just do? Yes, I just did the performance. That is not what I meant to do. But either way, we'll take it. Not the end of the world. We haven't really seen any issues on that front. And of course, now that opens up some new parts. But if you notice, the quality of our car is still great. So that means I should be able to expect to have some really good finishes here in this division as well. So that's going to do it for this series. Once again, I have had an absolute blast in this series with you guys, and hopefully we can find a new game to enjoy together. But for now, thank you so much for joining me, and that'll do it for Motorsport Manager Online.